everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Moriah and this is my very first YouTube video. I'm really excited to finally be doing this. I've wanted to do this since I was in high school, so for like years and years now. I just never had the courage to do so. There are so many wonderful makeup dupes out there. There are so many wonderful products out there that you can use that are just like high-end products, and you still get the same results. So I wanted to make this video just to show you guys you don't have to break the bank, and I hope you like the products I'm using. So don't forget to leave me a comment, know what you think about the products, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll know every time I upload. If you guys want to see how I achieve this super bright cotton candy look today, just keep watching. Alright y'all, so I'm just going to jump right in. I've already put my brows on. I filled them in and I've cleaned up around them, but I do like to go back and use something super affordable, which is this e.l.f. Clear Lash and Brow Mascara. I just like to use this to, you know, kind of set my brows, and this is only $2 I believe at the drugstore, so that's why I like this. It's cheap and I like the way it works. And then from there you just let this dry down and you're good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is just get right into like prepping my eyelids. To prep my eyelids, I don't always use a primer, but I usually use my concealer. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer in the color Bronze Bronze, and I got this from Target. I just love this because it reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and Tarte is one of my favorite brands to use, but this concealer is very comparable. Like, it's got the same consistency. I mean, like, there's really no difference at all, and the coverage is wonderful as well. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe M173 brush, just a little fat brush, and I'm just going to blend that out. This does dry quickly, so you'll want to blend it out really fast if you get it. Get in there and set it right away. And to set my concealer, I'm just going to use my Morphe Translucent Bake and Set Setting Powder. This is in the color Translucent Rich. Use the same brush by Morphe and just get a little bit on my brush and put it all over the lid. So yeah, the coverage is really good. I love that concealer and I love the setting powder. So now I'm going to get to my eyeshadow. My favorite shadows to use so far, I've been using these like for the past 2 months, are these little tiny bite-sized eyeshadow palettes by e.l.f. And I believe they have like 8 different palettes out right now, and they're all $3. I love them, and the color payoff is so good. So I'm going to use all 3 of these eyeshadow palettes today. I'm just going to show you guys what they look like really quickly. This is the Berry Bad palette. I broke the color over here on the end, so the Carnival Candy palette, and I'm going to use the Truffles palette. So to start out, I'm going to go into the Carnival Candy palette, and I'm going to grab this red shade here. It kind of looks burnt orange in the camera, but I'm going to grab that shade and I'm just going to pack it into my crease and a little bit above my crease. And look at how pigmented it is already. Like, I'm just barely dipping my brush in. And there's just so much pigment. You guys have to pick these palettes up. They are so affordable and so worth your $3. I'm just going to drag that color out just a little bit. So now that I have that transition shade on my eyelid, I'm just going to go in and just blend it out a little bit to make sure it's pretty even. And I'm going to use the Morphe M504 brush. There, make sure everything's blended. No harsh lines. And that's it. Now I'm going into the Truffles palette and I'm going to pull this brown color. Whoops, I'm gonna pull the brown color. I'm using the Morphe M456 brush. I'm just putting a little there, and I'm gonna go on the outer V and into my crease. You guys already see how pigmented that brown is. I'm just like dipping my brush in, not being too hard with it, but it is pigmented. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of going back and forth into these palettes just because I want to make sure everything is blended out pretty well. So I'm going back into the Carnival Candy palette and I'm pulling the red color again, and I'm using the same brush as earlier. I'm just going to make sure I don't have any harsh lines over here. And I'm just kind of marrying the colors together. Done with that step. I'm going into the Truffles palette and I'm just going to grab some of the black, and I'm using the Morphe M506 brush, and I'm taking that into the crease just to intensify it because I'm going to do a cut crease. Okay, I know we're looking pretty intense right now, but oh my god, there's so much pigment in these little $3 palettes. Now I'm going to go in with this Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just going to blend out that black that I put in my crease. Now for the fun part, I'm going to cut my crease using this Morphe M224 brush. It's just a flat brush, and I'm going in with the same concealer from earlier. Just get a little bit on the brush, and I'm going to start out in the center of my eye. Look up. Now I just like to pull my eye over and carve it all out. And I am going to go back and like touch up back here in the outer corner a little bit later. And it's okay, like if you mess up and it's not exactly the same. I'm not a pro, I just do my best. I want to immediately set that crease that I just cut, and I'm just going to use the tan color. Okay, so now for some fun, I'm going to go in with this blue color here at the end. It is so pretty, this color here. I don't do bright colors, but I'm really feeling this blue, and I'm going to use the same flat brush from earlier. I'm going to wet my brush just to intensify the color. Not too much, you don't want your brush soaking wet. I'm just going to sweep it. So I feel like I want to add a little something else to this blue eye. So I'm going to go in with the Very Bad palette. And I'm just going to grab that lighter pink color and I'm going to put it in the center of my eye. I'm using the Morphe M152 brush. Whoa, see how intense that is? Oh my God. Ugh. Wow. So I'm just gonna kind of sweep it in there like, you know, kind of like a halo eye. Then I'm just gonna intensify my blue a little bit more. Okay, I feel like a piece of cotton candy and I love it. These palettes are so worth the $3. Now I'm just gonna clean up all this mess over here. You guys see that? I'm just gonna straighten that out. I'm using the Morphe M410 brush and I'm just going to get my concealer and straighten that line out. Then just blend out those little edges, and don't worry if it's too bright because I mean we're gonna add the rest of the face later. So now we're looking a whole lot more. Now I'm gonna prime my face. I'm using this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is so close to the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. If you've ever used that, it's amazing. But if you like a cheap dupe, get this one. This does the exact same thing. It feels the exact same, and this is only $8. And it feels so good. It's really smooth and silky. For foundation, I'm using the Revlon Color Stay 24 Hour Foundation. This is in the shade Espresso, and the number is 610. If you've ever worn the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, this is very comparable. It's almost the same thing. I love Estee Lauder, but if you want to save some coins, you need to get this stuff. It is so great. So I just put it on the back of my hand, and I use this e.l.f. face brush to apply it to my face. So I completely skipped a step. I like to color correct my dark spots like my mustache and under my eyes. So to color correct under my eye, I'm using this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Deep Cinnamon. I like this because it has like some pink red undertones, and that helps cancel out what I needed to cancel out. Of course, I also use a red color corrector, but this has just been working lately, so I'm going to stick with it. And I'm just going to blend out my concealer that I just put on, and I'm using this Real Techniques brush. This is the number 300, and this is a deluxe crease brush. I'm just going to use it to blend that in. Now that I've got my concealer all blended in, I'm going to go in with this NYX Setting Spray. This is the Bare With Me Setting Spray. It lasts for 8 hours, and it is a primer, a setting spray, and a refresher. And it's only $10 at Ulta. It's my favorite so far. I just do this to keep everything nice and dewy. So to blend that out, I'm going to use my Flat Top Foundation Brush by Sonia Kashuk. And you can get these at Target. I got mine there for like $8. And so far, it's my favorite foundation brush. I've used quite a few. I've used the Morphe brand. I've used the Sephora brand. And so far, this is my favorite. And it's the most affordable. Alright, so do you guys see how nice and pretty that finish is? I love the brush and I love that foundation. Now I'm just gonna go in with a damp beauty blender, and this is from the e.l.f. trio. They've got this cute little trio with the tiny blender, and I'm just gonna go in and pick up anything that's left on top of the skin. And done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply my concealer. I have two favorite concealers. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the color Deep Chestnut. And I'm gonna use the same concealer that I've been using. So I like to use the one by e.l.f. first, and I just get that right in here. And then I'm gonna go in with this one. And so before I start pushing everything in with my blender, I'm gonna go in again with this NYX Setting Spray and just wet it all down. Now I'm going in with the tiniest sponge to get those little inner parts. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and set my concealer with this Bake and Set setting powder by Morphe. Same one as earlier in the color Translucent Rich. And I don't like to bake, I just like to push the concealer in. I use the same beauty blender from earlier, but make sure it's damp. So I know I'm looking really crazy right now. My face looks super bright, and I know a lot of you are gonna be like, it doesn't match, but it's all gonna come together a little bit later after I've applied the whole face. It's gonna start contouring my face. I like to use this on my cheeks because I get super oily there. And this is the one I use on my jawline and my nose because it's so much easier to blend out. So I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Rich Ebony. I like it because it has like some red undertones, and I'm not bronzing today, so this will kind of look like I've bronzed up a little bit. I'm gonna go in with the Chic Pro Angled brush and just blend that in. I'm just pushing it into my skin. And then I go in with my beauty blender and I just push it in. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the jawline and my nose. You guys see my double chin? I need to hide that. So my camera cut off and I didn't know, and I just kept on going. But anyway, I've contoured my jawline. Now I'm gonna finish contouring my nose, and I'm using this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush. I'm just gonna get in there and get it done. Okay, if you're sleeping on drugstore makeup, you need to wake up. I'm gonna go in now and use this e.l.f. blush. This is in the color Brick Red. So I'm just using a Real Techniques blush brush. I feel like I should have been born in the 80s. or lived in the 80s, because I like to bring my blush up. Is that what? Yeah, I think that's when people did that in the 80s. And I'm gonna get a little bit on my nose. Not too Rudolph, just enough. There we go. So this is my favorite part. I am going in and I'm gonna highlight my face. I'm gonna get the high areas of my face, and I'm using this e.l.f. XO Novella Noir highlighter. This is in the color Naharika Glow. Like, wow, can you see that? It's already like, whoa. So I'm gonna go in and just tone down that side. See what I mean? It's, ooh, it's shiny. I'm gonna use this Real Techniques setting brush to get the bridge of my nose. So before I forget, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna set the entire face, and I'm using my favorite setting spray. This is the Make It Last setting spray by Milani, and this stuff is amazing and it smells so good. Like, your stuff will last all day. It's in the name. So I'm gonna get it further away from me because it's a little bit, it comes out. I go heavy on my setting spray because, like, I don't want to be looking ashy or anything. So I'm gonna just fan that. Okay, we're not done yet. So for the tear ducts, I like to use this e.l.f. eyeshadow. This is a liquid eyeshadow in a tube, and this is in the color Flirty Birdie. So it looks just like this. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of it on my smudger brush. I feel like a fairy. I took the Carnival candy palette, and I'm going to grab that red color, and I'm just gonna sweep it on my bottom lash line. Now I'm gonna go in with my NYX eyeliner, and I'm just gonna get the top line and line it up. Okay, so I went ahead and added my lashes. I'm wearing the Double Wispies by Ardell, and they are so affordable and gorgeous. I'll put a picture of them up somewhere so you guys can see what they look like. And I also added some mascara to my bottom lashes. I'm going to line my lips with this NYX lip liner. This is in the color, I think this is in the color Espresso. Now I'm going to go in with this lipstick by Revlon. This is in the shade Sassy Mauve. I'm looking mighty bright. I just needed like a little hint of pink. I just want to add a little bit of shine to the lips, so I'm using this clear lip gloss by e.l.f. And guys, I feel like I belong to some other decade. I don't know, a different generation. Maybe it's my earrings. Okay, so this is the finished look. And I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I hope you liked all of the products that I used today. I will definitely be using these on a daily because they're so affordable and easy to get to. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.